The original Advanced Warfighter was one of the first bona fide hits on the Xbox 360, but the over-the-shoulder running gun setup wasn't all that friendly when it came time to bring the game to the PC side. Thankfully, Ubisoft commissioned a completely new Advanced Warfighter for the PC, complete with a first-person shooter control setup so suited to the system.
Affirmative.
Advanced Warfighter 2 follows suit. While the story maintains elements found in the console versions of the game, the PC build is a totally unique beast with its own levels, play mechanics, and objectives. It's also harder than taking down a tank with a slingshot. GRAW 2 is a direct sequel to the previous game, though it really doesn't make any difference whether you played that one or not. Basically, a bunch of Mexican rebels have set up shop on the other side of the Mexican-US border. Not only that, but they're armed to the teeth with a few nuclear warheads and aren't afraid to use them on key targets in the US.
I'd ask you to send me a postcard, except you're not officially here.
Then I'll bring you back an unofficial bottle of mezcal. With the worm.
You're the leader of an elite military unit tasked with going in and making sure these rebels are put down. What follows is a bunch of really overacted dialogue, stuff you'd expect in a bad military flick.
We've still got buku rebel activity in Chiapas, the Yucatan, Veracruz, and right here across the border in Juarez, which is where I really need your cojones, son.
Still, do we really play these games for the scintillating storyline? No. All the plot in GRAW 2 needs to accomplish is giving us a reason to score headshots on evildoers, and it succeeds. The single-player campaign mode in Advanced Warfighter 2 is a paltry 10 levels in length. It's quite short and can be finished in a couple of sittings, assuming you're very patient with the extreme difficulty.
Talk to me, sir.
Thankfully, GRAW 2 earns its suggested retail price with a nice selection of online play options to round out the package. Along with a bunch of co-op missions to work through, you get your standard deathmatch and a collection of team modes to compete in. Play King of the Hill and hold a particular zone longer than the other team, or play the objective-based Assault versus Recon. Here, each team is set to either attack or defend a particular objective. The real meat of GRAW 2 is found in the online multiplayer modes, which are excellent. What the single-player campaign lacks in length, it makes up for in difficulty. With all the team commands and micromanagement to do in Advanced Warfighter 2, Control could have been a complete disaster. But that's not the case. While the setup is a bit more intricate than your standard first-person shooter, ordering your 3 squad mates around in this Mexican war zone is pretty user-friendly. It amounts to a lot of pointing and clicking. Unfortunately, there are 2 major issues working against this otherwise seamless experience. For one, your squad mates are pretty much brain dead. Sure, you can order them to an area, but they're far too dumb to take cover should some hidden hostile engage them on the way there. Sometimes, they won't even fire back. One other issue at hand is the incredible difficulty of GRAW 2 thanks to the possibility of a one-hit kill. The objective in this game is definitely to crawl forward at a snail's pace, clearing every inch of each massive level before moving on. It's very realistic, but it can also get very tedious. Maybe that's why there are so few levels in the single-player campaign. Still, if it's gritty realism you're looking for rather than double-fisted bullet festivals, Advanced Warfighter 2 is about as unforgiving as you'll find. Apparently, the US-Mexico border is the driest, dustiest place on Earth, because you'll be hard-pressed to find any sort of real color in Advanced Warfighter 2. Everything seems to be a different shade of brown. Where the console version of GRAW 2 looks spectacular, the PC version definitely falls short. Everything just looks way too drab, and there seem to be loads of reused textures from the previous game. If you're a military hardware nut who likes the thought of intense firefights with realistic consequences, Ghost Recon Advanced Warfighter 2 is for you. With so much firepower and gadgetry to play with, and a nice multiplayer mode to back it all up, GRAW 2 ends up being another solid installment. With the PC, the standards for shooters are certainly higher, and the sadistic difficulty and ho-hum visuals ensure it falls well short of the excellence of the console iterations.
Hang tight, Kirk. We've got our finest